Avalanche V2 is in the works. We have a lot of protocol improvements to reduce finality time even further than what it is. You know, we always advertise 1 to 2 seconds. You may or may not know that in reality it's about 740 milliseconds. So this thing is already fast, but I want to bring it down to about 100 or 200 milliseconds. You should be able to interact with a blockchain as if you're interacting with a website. Of course, we have seamless integration between subnets coming out, and we have connectivity to non-Avalanche chains coming out. You should be able to do something on Ethereum and then followed by something on Solana, all directed by activity on an Avalanche chain.
Avalanche 2.0 was officially announced on the same day that it was confirmed Jpmorgan leveraged Avalanche to explore new methods for portfolio management. Polygon 2.0 is also on the way after confirming their work with Jpmorgan using their blockchain for DeFi Forex trades. And Crowcoin has found itself above the key area of support at 10 cents. You can expect to hear about all of this and more in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show. And before we hop into today's content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor, nor do I offer financial advice on YouTube. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find these videos informative or entertaining, please consider hitting that sub and like button, turning the notifications on. And I do appreciate all of the support on the channel. So we actually made this video here back on, it was November 2nd we made this video. We spoke about the top 3 crypto coins I was looking at for November. And, so far these coins have performed incredibly well on the month. The first one we spoke about was Solana when it was back at 42 bucks. And at the moment it is trading north of $65 per token. The second one that we covered was Avalanche, which was sitting at about, I believe it was like $12 at the time of this video. And that is now sitting at about $20. And the third and final token that we spoke about was Chainlink, which is actually up now, at $15. At the time of that recording, I believe it was sitting around $11. So, so far it definitely has been a pretty good November, especially if you did watch that video we dropped there on the 2nd of the month. And one of the reasons we actually spoke about Avalanche, a reason that I did suspect it could have a very strong November, is because I basically read somewhere on a Reddit forum that Avalanche 2.0 was coming. And when I looked into it, there really was not a lot of news about Avalanche 2.0. So I figured that this would act as a surprise catalyst for the markets, which we did happen to catch early wind of. And, when you do, it is definitely does create some very nice opportunities. So we can see here that even over the past 24 hours, Avax token is up 20%, now sitting back over 20 bucks. In the past week, it's up 60%, up 120% in the past 30 days. And I think the last time we did like a deep dive on the Avax token, it was also sitting around the $12 to $13 mark. So, basically up, give or take, about 90% from that level. And definitely has been a good performer over the past month, despite being a laggard in the first half of the year. So you heard all about Avalanche 2.0 at the beginning of the video. The two big things that they're talking about here is basically increasing the time to finality speed per transaction, as well as basically, kind of building in cross-chain applications, meaning that the Avalanche blockchain could actually be used to facilitate transactions on other chains like Solana, like Ethereum. And I do think that could definitely make Avalanche a very powerful multi-chain solution for the industry. And speaking of multi-chain, I do want to kind of move into their institutional work now, as it was confirmed that Onyx by Jpmorgan and Apollo Global. And for those of you that don't know what Onyx is basically a private blockchain for Jpmorgan. And they announced a collaboration here with Avalanche for Project Guardian, which leveraged Layer 0 Labs to connect Onyx with a permissioned Avalanche Evergreen subnet, which facilitated subscriptions and redemptions for funds offered by Wisdom Tree. And that's another big asset manager in case you don't know who Wisdom Tree is. So we're going to kind of dive into this a little bit deeper. We spoke about Evergreen subnets when they were officially announced back, a couple of months ago, earlier this year. And once again, again, at that time, Avalanche was in the low double-digit territory. So it says here, this POC demonstrates how blockchain tech and tokenization can potentially help automate portfolio management. And while the concept has been operationalized in a testnet environment, it makes a pivotal first step towards revolutionizing the asset and wealth management industry. So Avalanche Evergreen subnets are individual blockchains customized for the needs of institutions, with built-in features such as EVM compatibility, network privacy, custom gas features, as well as permissioning at the validation, smart contract deployment, and transaction levels. Permission just effectively means that it's private. So leaders in financial services are viewing blockchain as a way to improve capital markets infrastructure and institutional workflows. WisdomTree plus others are already participating in Spruce, a separate evergreen subnet allowing institutions to test the merits of on-chain finance. So here's the full post, basically, and they kind of talk about the benefits of this collaboration here with Jpmorgan. And it is kind of important to go in depth here, okay, because what they're really talking about is the tokenization of assets through the Avalanche subnet feature. So the initiative builds upon the Onyx digital assets offering, Jpmorgan's blockchain, which already processes 1 to 2 billion in tokenized assets per day and has settled $950 billion plus in tokenized assets since launch. Now, imagine what that could mean for Avalanche if it is also basically taking a portion of these transactions here. So Layer 0 connected Onyx Digital with a permissioned Avalanche Evergreen subnet, facilitating subscriptions and redemptions for funds offered by WisdomTree, a leading asset manager and pioneer in fund tokenization. And yeah, they say here are some of the benefits that were kind of seen from this initiative. So inclusion of alts in discretionary portfolios, representing investments as tokenized funds can help standardize and automate funding, order execution, and settlement for both traditional asset classes and alts. It can also simplify how investments in alts are managed by replacing manual subscriptions with automated straight-through processes using smart contracts for payment and investor register updates. As such, it could enable wealth managers to include more alts in client portfolio. And by alts, I don't think they mean altcoins. I think they just mean alternative investments. And then you got efficiency and scalability, broadening the investable universe with ledger interoperability, and just improving the blockchain experience, which I do think is a big factor right now, holding it back from mass adoption. So there you have it, confirmation that Jpmorgan did in fact collaborate with Avalanche there through their evergreen subnets, which are tailored to institutions. And taking a look at the Avalanche chart here before we hop into the Polygon news, you can definitely see the reaction here has been nice, okay? We've been talking about this range on Avax token here for the year, and that really is ranged between about $10 and $20. The yearly high for Avalanche came in at $22.65, and now that Avalanche is above $20, I am kind of curious to see if it does want to make a run back up to that $22.50 zone, give or take. Now, speaking of Jpmorgan and blockchains, Avalanche is not the only blockchain they have worked with. They have actually also gone ahead and worked with Polygon in the past. And basically, this trade occurred as a part of the Monetary Authority of Singapore Project Guardian pilot. So the same Project Guardian pilot there, and basically completed trials for Forex exchange and the trading of government bonds powered by Aave and decentralized exchange Uniswap. So once again, we saw Jpmorgan's Onyx joining Singapore's DBS Bank, Japan's SBI Digital, and Singapore's exchange's digital asset platform, Market Node, and Temasek in the first phase of testing. So basically what they did was successfully tokenize Singapore dollar deposits, and then SBI Digital Assets tokenized the Japanese yen assets. And what they basically look to do is DBS and SBI Digital Assets traded against liquidity pools of tokenized government bonds, with DBS tokenizing the SGD currency, and SBI did the same for Japanese bonds and JPY currency. A lot of financial jargon. What you basically have to know is they were tokenizing these different currencies and doing Forex swaps with them via Uniswap, via Aave, creating liquidity pools, and this was all done on the Polygon network. And basically what they said here, I'm looking for the quote exactly, but okay, so the big thing to know first of all is that Jpmorgan actually built on-chain verification of verifiable credentials to provide compliant access to Aave and other DeFi protocols. So the team forked Aave Arc, which is a permissioned version of the popular DeFi lending protocol compliant with anti-money laundering regulations, deployed a modified version onto the Polygon network, and then went ahead and did this. And I'm looking for the note that they actually made on Polygon. Let me see if I can actually find it. Ethereum. Yeah, so Loban tweeted that Polygon was chosen for the trade because they wanted to operate on Ethereum and needed cheap gas fees. One of the big kind of selling points of Polygon is, being built for Ethereum, right? And I think that the permissioned aspect of this is important because I really think that if we are going to see mass adoption for blockchains, for DeFi, that it's not going to stay anonymous forever, that there will need to be some sort of KYC, just as there is with any regulated exchange. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but if that is the case, it probably means that institutions are here buying all the crypto, and we just simply want to be here before they can do that, right? Because regulation is still kind of a mess for them, but for retail, not so much at the moment. I mean, there's definitely still a lot of, clarity that needs to be made. We're still waiting for those spot ETFs to be approved in the States. But it definitely, we're in a unique situation right now where institutions want to get into crypto, but there is just way too much regulatory unclarity, something that I do think is worth capitalizing on. I do think the next bull market is really going to be themed on institutions finally getting in here. So we spoke about Avalanche 2.0. Let's talk about Polygon 2.0 and basically what they're looking to do here. Actually, let me go ahead and find the bigger announcement. Polygon 2.0. I think it's this one here, actually. Yeah, so here's the roadmap for Polygon 2.0. So introducing Polygon 2.0, the value layer of the internet. They are also looking for Polygon POS to the zero knowledge layer 2, a first of its kind decentralized layer 2 secured by zero knowledge proofs, according to Polygon. They are also implementing the protocol architecture, and they are actually going to be converting the Matic token into the POL token. So lots of very interesting things that have already been revealed, some things that have yet to be revealed for Polygon. Definitely a project that I will be keeping my eye on. And the last project I do want to talk about here is Crowcoin to wrap things up. Crowcoin didn't really see so much of an upgrade. More so, it actually saw a rebranding for the Crypto.org chain, which is now known as the Kronos POS chain. And one thing I do want to talk about when it comes to Crowcoin here is actually taking a look at a 1-month chart, is that we are back above that crucial area of support at the 10-cent zone. After actually coming back below it here, we saw some very big moves to the upside for crypto on November 15th. We can see at the moment Bitcoin is flirting with its yearly high. Ether is a couple of percent off its yearly high. And yeah, the alt market is looking good. Bitcoin has definitely been the strongest performer this year, but it appears like altcoins do want to play catch up. And, taking a look at Crowcoin, something that was incredibly beaten down over the past year, it is nice to see it finally moving back to the upside and holding that 10-cent zone. So on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. You know what to do if you made it all the way to the end. You are an absolute champion. Let me know in the YouTube comments down below and claim that champion status. I'm wishing you all an amazing Thursday, and I hope you all stay happy, safe, and healthy. And I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Peace out for now.